How long will it take to see results? So, depends if it's a new account or if it's an existing one. If it's an existing account that's just been taken over by somebody new and they've done a complete restructure, a rebuild and changed everything, it can vary. Again, I can't give you a specific date, it's impossible, because it depends on the account, it depends on what history there is in there, it depends what you're selling, depends on your website, depends on lots of things. It does take time. If you've done a rebuild on an account, there's always going to be that initial period. You can pull as much data as you can from the previous campaigns to get bids and that kind of thing, to get things in as good a position to start with as you can. But there's always going to be a learning curve. There's always going to be that this kind of thing when it comes to performance. I would say this incidentally is why a lot of agencies will say to you that we require a minimum commitment of, say, 3 months, because it can take, it can take a month or two to get things really humming. And if you've just rebuilt a campaign, you'll have that first kind of week or two where it can start like this, and then it'll do this, and then it'll start. And then you'll have the slow growth and the slow optimization to really kind of get it humming after that. So I'd say don't expect to see results overnight. That's not realistic. I'd love it to be, but it's not. But so you need to allow, I would expect us to start seeing improvements after the first month, but really you're talking a couple of months before you really start to see big improvements. It also makes a difference as to how much you're spending. If you're spending £100,000 a month, you're going to have time-wise, you're going to have a very short learning curve. You're going to start being able to see results really, really fast. If you're spending £1,000 a month, it takes longer to get the data, to make the changes, to make the optimizations. So then you're probably talking about, from a time scale, it's going to take longer to get the data in order to really get the campaigns working. So it's going to be, I would expect, allow a month, maybe 2, and if things aren't drastically improved after 2 months, then you need to be asking some serious questions as to why.